Welcome to the UAP channel. We're going to look at Moscow, Russia. In my research, I look for certain things. There are ways, I have methods, some that others use and others that nobody uses but me. That's why you need to be here and see what I come up with. This is one of my better finds, I think, because I look at the reflections in the water. And in this old picture, you see up in the sky here that there's nothing there. Why? It's just kind of a washed out, I always talk about vanilla skies. It's plain vanilla. And it's an example, supposedly, of early electric lighting in the vein of Nikola Tesla, which was unveiled and revealed to the public that you could light a building with electricity in 1893 at the Chicago World's Fair. But I think they had these other things. If you look in the reflection of the water, it looks to me like there's something there. It's lit up. What is it? Well, when you flip it over and superimpose the pictures or put them side by side, you can see, well, upside down even, you can see it kind of looks like a balloon that is lit up intentionally, and it looks like it's tethered to the building that's in the foreground here, but that has been altered. Almost, it looks digitally altered, but I don't think that they would have had that technology, but who knows what they had at the time. It looks pretty plain what is reflected. Well, you could say the film is obviously damaged. It's just damaged. Well, when you flip it over and take a look, I mean, that really does look like a balloon, like a hot air balloon. Because it's not the reflection of like the sun or anything like that, because you would see it in the sky. Could it be an artifact in the photo? Maybe. But I think I caught him there, because even just what they drew here, that doesn't really make sense. It seems very manipulated if you look at it, almost digitally manipulated, but I think this one would have been traditionally manipulated. And it is lighting up the area. What better way to do it? How cool is that? And using atmospheric electronic gathering of electricity to power the filaments of the balloon, of the lights. You can string wires across in the air at an altitude, and that certainly does it. We'll take a slow zoom in here on another image. It's a different image, and we'll see what we find. There seem to be some little artifacts, and there is kind of a wire or a string. It's hard to tell. The image is so rough and raw. And just as the same way you would tether a balloon, and it could create its own heat as well using the electricity. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Well, if you look at this balloon, there's obviously probably something going on there electricity-wise. And you can also look at Nikola Tesla's patents to verify that. And look at this street lamp over there. Quite an amazing contraption, if you ask me. I'll never forget, you can see some of the wires there as well. You could say they're telegraph wires or just an artifact on the image, like many of these antennas with the... Oh, they got a flag on that one. Is it painted in, obviously? Yeah, I think so. That's superimposed on there. You could say it's from waving around in the wind. But that's one's opinion, I guess. These rods up there, the lattice, electrical lattice, could just be to keep birds off and manage snow and, yeah, like... Birds on top of buildings is a problem. You have to do things like that. But owls, fake owls up there, are pretty effective. Do that a lot in coastal Florida to keep seagulls off of structures. But I don't think that's really what's going on here. It seems to be connected. There's always some pole with some insulators on it. Sometimes you can see wires, other times you can't. And there is no structure that doesn't have some kind of feature on the top of it. Perhaps a geometric design that happens to turn out, it turns out, using artificial intelligence in the 21st century, you find that the pattern of an antenna shape exactly matches some of these very old 19th century photos. And look at these lamps here on the left. Get a closer look, a clearer image here. You see them up on the building on the left. Those are lamps. They are filled with a mercury amalgam that was used as a capacitor in these atmospheric probably electric arc lighting lamps, and the ozone that produces, considered toxic now by some, probably actually could quite possibly have health benefits. It's a debatable point, and in older literature, ozone certainly is seen as something positive. These cannons are ridiculous. Half-ton cannonball, 1-ton cannonballs. I've done some research. I'll present it in a video from the work I did on Fort Jefferson about cannons. You'll see it. And here the buildings look ancient in the background on the right especially. Marche sur la place rouge. Red. And here you can see the bricks. Where did the bricks come from? Well, they come from deconstruction. This is how a brickyard is made. It comes from demolishing and deconstructing an existing building that is quite loaded, plastered with bricks out the wazoo. And you have here one of these obelisks that seem to be lit up in the past. So what do you think? Is this a balloon or what? It's curious. On the left, you see the building's lit up in the reflection, but not entirely. What dampened it? It seems like a photographic effect, doesn't it? But as I mess around with sharpness and different settings, I think it's pretty clear it was a balloon to me. Just adjust some of the sharpness. Maybe make a happy little atmospheric electric thing there. Light it up. Just light it up. Looks like there's a kind of a wreath hanging onto it. We don't have to know exactly what it was. We just perhaps need to open our minds a little bit. Think about our elders, our grandparents, great-grandparents. What are the kinds of things that they were into? What kind of technology did they know from the old world? Nothing really seemed to surprise them that much. I think one of the ways to honor their memory and respect them is to consider that, if anything, they knew a lot more about how things worked than a lot of people today might think they know. Here's something from Illuminations. It's Illumination Exécutée, 1789. 18th century, late 1700s. Are those candles? What is that ball at the top doing? We've seen it so many times. It radiates out. It does look like it's flames further down, but what's glowing at the top? Is it just a reflective ball? If we go over here to the Vitala temple, the Gohura is the light pole, and at the top you see the device. What kind of device is this? Gopura, the light tower, is now lying in situ, in place. We look here at Luna Park, these old amusement parks, often called white cities. Electric Luna oftentimes were the names, and you see the spike crown, like is it a crown? There's another word for crown. You have War of the Worlds, and then you have spiked balls there that look all too familiar. It kind of triggers part of me. Something inside of me gets kind of triggered by that. And this is like the scene from Patch Adams when Robin Williams invites the gynecologists into their annual meeting, except a little different. That would be the proctologists there. But here you see there's the spotlight here at Coney Island. Kind of a similar thing. So what does it mean? You have these esoteric drawings representing the heavens and just wrought with all kinds of meaning. That's R-O-T? No, that's W-R-O-U-G-H-T. Wrought with all kinds of layered meanings, many of which we may never know. But if you want to explore and expand your mind in a comforting environment, come here to the UAP channel. I thank you for being here, and I ask that you support the channel if you like what you see and hear. I could use more Patreons. I have about 10% of what I could have, and also my most favorite thing, cash.me, is a good way to tip your waiter. If you like what you, I'm the waiter, I'm the musician, I'm the maitre d', I'm the comedian, I'm the producer, I'm the recording engineer, I'm the accountant, I'm the lawyer arguing against all kinds of well, slings and arrows, fiery arrows, as the enemy stalks me and attacks and takes down my hard work. Just keep chugging along. And I thank you for being here, and hope you enjoyed this one. And if you like this and you want more, be sure to check the links below and support. Patreon's really good. Cash.me is really good. And if you want to use PayPal, you can use PayPal. Just go to uapchannel.net and buy some of my music. You can pay any price you want. You don't even have to actually download it. If you download it, you don't even actually have to listen to it. And if you actually listen to it, you don't even actually have to like it. That's fine. Just like and share. Because if you don't share, we can't overcome any shadow banning that could be taking place. That is taking place. It's all right. We're all good. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.